Good morning and welcome to the Lakeside Viking News. I'm Noah and it's Thursday, February 18th. Let's get right into your brief LHS announcements. Congratulations to Mandy Zhao for winning gold and Valeria Martinez for winning silver in the FCC LA Star Events regional competition and advancing to the state competition. Attention seniors, mark your calendars and save the date. Graduation for the class of 2021 will be May 27th at 7 p.m. at Halford Stadium. If you haven't already ordered your cap and gown, you need to do so now. Go to the Class of 2021 Google Classroom, watch the instructional video, and order your cap and gown today. Questions? Contact your senior class advisors, Mrs. Teckel, Mrs. Krieger, or Mrs. Crawford. In honor of Black History Month during the month of February, the Viking News team will be highlighting notable Black Americans who made meaningful contributions to the culture and history of this country. Today, Jesse Owens. James Cleveland, Jesse Owens, was an American track and field athlete and four-time gold medalist in the 1936 Olympic Games. Owens specialized in the sprints and the long jump and was recognized in his lifetime as perhaps the greatest and most famous athlete in track and field history. He set 3 world records and tied another, all in less than an hour at the 1935 Big Ten track meet in Ann Arbor, Michigan, a feat that has never been equaled and has been called the greatest 45 minutes ever in sport. He achieved international fame at the 1936 Summer Olympics in Berlin, Germany by winning 4 gold medals, the 100-meter, long jump, 200 meters, and 4x100 meters. He was the most successful athlete at the Games and, as a black man, was credited with single-handedly crushing Hitler's myth of Aryan supremacy, although he wasn't invited to the White House to shake hands with the president either. The Jesse Owens Award is USA Track and Field's highest accolade for the year's best track and field athlete. Owens was ranked by ESPN as the 6th greatest North American athlete of the 20th century and highest ranked in his sport. In 1999, he was on the 6-man shortlist for the BBC Sports Personality of the Century. And now a moment of silence. And now to Jada with the news.
Hello Lakeside, I'm Jada here with your daily news brief. Officials are turning to the power company in Texas after 2.8 million residents have been in the dark without heat for much of the winter storms that aren't letting up soon. Texans have seen unusual sights over this week. Blankets of snow and sheets of ice as storms brought unusually severe weather to much of the U.S. With temperatures not expecting to rise above freezing until Friday, officials worry how residents will cope without utilities knocked out by the weather. The Electric Reliability Council of Texas CEO Bill Magnus defended controlled outages, saying they have kept the state from a complete blackout. Meanwhile, many Texans are putting their hopes to stay warm on backup generators in warming centers. Donald Trump and attorney Rudy Giuliani are accused of conspiring with the far-right groups Proud Boys and Oath Keepers to incite the January 6th insurrection in a civil lawsuit filed Tuesday in federal court by the Democratic chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee. Benny Thompson, in his personal capacity, is the first civil action filed against the former president related to the attack at the U.S. Capitol. Comes days after the Senate acquitted Trump in his impeachment trial. And now to Mrs. Ratai Jacques with our news subject segment, where students can learn handy tips and tricks for different classes.
Hi, I'm Miss Radicek, and I'm going to be looking at a way that we can do a mental math trick and then explain some of the reasoning behind why it works. We're going to start by looking at a trick for multiplying by 5. Now, multiplying by 5, not the most difficult thing in the world. One reason we're starting out with it. So let's look at 2,640 times 5. Probably if I had to do this in my head, it'd take me a little bit, have to go through 4 digits, or I'd have to write it down and figure it out, or maybe I reach for my cell phone or calculator. Instead, we're going to look at solving this by hand and then find a way that anyone could solve this using mental math. 2,640 times 5, I'm going to do 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 6 is 30. Bring down that 2. 5 times 2 is 10, and bring down that 3. So 2,640 times 5 is 13,200. There's a much easier way to do this mentally than having to keep track of what you're carrying where. Instead, I'm going to multiply by 10. Now, multiplying by 10, usually very nice and easy. You're moving a decimal place, or you're adding another 0. So 2,640 times 10 is just one more 0. Then, I'm going to do another fairly easy mental calculation and divide by 2. 26,400 divided by 2. When you have nice even numbers like this that happen totally naturally and were not in any way selected specifically for this problem, we can divide fairly nicely. 2 divided by 2, 6 divided by 2, 4 divided by 2, 0 divided by 2, and 0 divided by 2. And I end up with the same number, 13,200. The same as if I had done this by hand. So why does this work? If I take any number, we're going to call any number x, and I multiply it by 5, versus I take any number, multiply it by 10, and then divide by 2, I'm actually doing the exact same thing. I'm just doing it in a way that's easier for me to do mentally. 10 divided by 2 gets me 5. So no matter what value I use, I should end up with the same value if I multiply by 10 and then divide by 2 as if I just multiplied by 5. Next time you're looking at a problem, try exercising some of those mental math skills by looking at a different way to multiply or a different way to calculate. Have a great day.
That's it for today's Lakeside Viking News. Have a great Thursday, and by all means, please stay safe.